Hey folks, Frank Deming, Mr. Market with Ease here, and I want to welcome you to today's webinar. The title of today's webinar is The 7-Step System to Guarantee You Earn $10,000 per month in Your Online Business. Now, I know that's a bold statement, but I actually stumbled upon this 7-step system and started tweaking it and perfecting it, and I'm here ready to show it to you. Now, before we get started, and before you actually start using this system, there's something that you need to understand. Okay, you need to understand why 90% of all home business entrepreneurs fail. And a lot of people say, well, why is that? I'll get to the reason why that later, but just you need to understand why people fail so you don't do the same thing. And you need to understand how best to ensure that you're a part of the 10% that actually succeed. Okay? Now, before we get started, I want you to do something for me. Do me a huge favor and do yourself a huge favor and put away all distractions. I want you to silence your cell phones. I want you to turn off your TV and your radio and shut down Skype, because I don't want anyone distracted from this, because this information I'm about to give you is very, very powerful. It's jam-packed with a lot of content, and real content that's going to help you today. You can take the content I'm going to give you today, start implementing actually right after the webinar, and start seeing results. Okay, that's how powerful this content is. I want you to grab a pen and paper because you need to take notes. I suffer from not repeating myself, and a lot of times people say, well, Frank, what did you say? And I'm like, I'm sorry, did you grab the notes? So I'm getting you up front, grab your notes. Next thing I want to talk to you about is that this is a semi-interactive webinar. Here's what I mean. Below this screen that you're seeing right now, you're watching this webinar, you're going to see a little box there. The box is there for you to send me an email. And my assistant will be addressing your questions as you type them on an email. And this is pretty cool stuff. And the ones that we don't get to tonight, we'll definitely get to later on. So you don't have to worry about if we don't get your questions. Now, I don't like long webinars, folks. So I'm telling you that because what I want to do is have a question and answer session after this, so I can actually read some of the questions that came through and answer them on the site. The ones that we don't get to, again, you'll get them on email. Okay, so here's what we're going to cover today. Okay, we're going to talk about the characteristics that every home business owner has when they fail. Now, I want you guys to pay close attention to this, because when you don't do what when you don't do what I'm about to tell you, you're gonna fail. Okay, if you're doing what I'm about to say, what these characteristics are, that's why you're failing, and you're gonna continue to fail. Even if I give you the system, you're gonna continue to fail if you do this. Does that make sense? The next thing we're gonna talk about is the characteristics that every home business owner has when they succeed. Now, this is something that I want you guys to do. Okay, and add once I give you the 7-step system, just make sure that you add this characteristic to your repertoire, if that makes sense. Then I'm going to talk to you about something very powerful. I'm going to give you 4 simple ingredients to living a life of freedom and abundance. Okay, very, very important concept. These are ingredients that you're gonna be able to take, and you're gonna be able to will it over to your grandkids. That's how powerful this thing is. As long as you teach them this, they will succeed twofold. Whether in a brick and mortar business, online business, whatever it is that they're gonna be doing, they're gonna succeed once you teach them this and yourself. Okay, and then I'm going to give you the 7-step system to ensure online success. Now, before we move on, folks, this is very, very, very important that you understand who I am. I understand that not everybody knows who I am. Some of you are probably thinking, well, who in the world is Frank Deming? And why is he qualified to teach me how to do this? Well, in a nutshell, Frank Deming is an online entrepreneur and consummate family man who dared to leave a 6-figure income job and proceed to live a life of freedom, abundance, and prosperity. That's in a nutshell who I am. Now, in the beginning, folks, I got to tell you that my life was not smooth. Okay, see, because I was very unhappy and just plain frustrated with my job. It was getting very difficult to go to work. Um, I wasn't even getting along with my boss to top it off. I'm not sure if anyone on this call can relate to this. And to top it off, I think the thing that frustrated me the most was I couldn't stand my commute. I live in the Washington, D.C. metropolitan area, right here in the United States, on the East Coast. And it used to take me about 2 hours just to go to work and about 2 hours to come back from work. So that's 4 hours of my day that was wasted in traffic. And I wasn't happy about that. Now, here's what I used to do for a living. I was a program manager for a high profile government contractor, and I used to juggle a lot of different projects for our customer, and our customer was basically the U.S. government. Now, the customer deadlines were becoming more and more unreasonable as things got on, and not only that, there was a lot of layoffs going on in my job, and that means that there was a lot more pressure put on me to get it done. I used to work a lot of late nights, and week after week after week, and I used to work a lot of weekends. I mean, it was there were I could recall one time that actually I had to work, the day before Thanksgiving, on Thanksgiving, a few hours, and the day after Thanksgiving. It's just because a project was going astray, and then that led me to basically take matters into my own hands. When that happened, I was like, this is ridiculous. I mean, I don't mind working a lot of hours, but when you take away my holidays to me, that wasn't cool. So I wanted out of the job, and I got involved in an MLM company that a buddy of mine took me to. He took me to one of those hotel meetings, and the guy got up there and he started talking about all of this money that I could make, and really and truly, I wasn't thinking about the millions he was talking about. I was just wanting to replace my six-figure income, if that makes sense. That's all I was thinking about, and I thinking, well, MLM is a good vehicle for me to use to do it because all those circles and diagrams that he put up there made a lot of sense for me in terms of replacing my income. But to be honest with you, I was a bit turned off by all the hype meetings that the industry kind of did. I used to go to these hotel meetings week after week after week, and it was just a lot of hype. And I'm a very laid back type of person. I'm not a very hypey person, so that really kind of turned me off. Now, I didn't do that whole friends and family recruitment thing because I've seen people do that and I knew it didn't work. So what I did was I went out and I bought like newspaper ads. I did a lot of flyers. I would put flyers on cars and stuff like that. And I got some success with that. I recruited some people, made a couple of $1,000s here and there, but it was nowhere near what I needed to replace my income with, right? So I was like, wow, this is really terrible. So I basically failed for 2 years, and that failure caused me to really think about what I was doing, and I said, "Well, wait a minute. I'm failing. I've been doing everything what my upline told me. Anyone of you here um, uh, any of one of you who are that know about the network marketing industry, they have this upline and stuff. So, I did everything they asked me to do, but I was still failing. So I said, you know what? I need to really think about this and step back a little bit because it was getting frustrating, and I was thinking about staying at the job and just dealing with it and just say, okay, this is my life. I just need to work a lot of hours and to provide for my family. There is no other way of doing it, you know. So there was a light at the end of the tunnel, basically, and I stumbled upon what's called the affiliate marketing business, and I was like, wow, this is awesome, and I actually loved it. I was enamored. I said, wow, this is me. I'm more of a calm person. I don't need to go to these hype meetings. I don't need to go to hotel meetings every week, wasting all this money driving around town. I could just build a business in the affiliate marketing, because basically you can make up to 75% commissions. You don't have to recruit anybody, you don't have to convince anybody, you don't have to go to those hype meetings, and that was a biggie for me. And it was a true business model, something that the consumer goes to your website and they make a buying decision based on going to your site, not based on you talking to them and trying to convince them. It was kind of a similar business concept like Best Buy and all these other companies. You know what I mean? So I was like, hey, this is good. This is what I'm looking for. Now here's the sad part, folks. Though, you see, I still failed. Yeah, I made a couple of $100 here and there. I got to about $600 or $700 per month using this, and again, that was nowhere near what I needed in terms of um of replacing my job. And it was frustrating, folks. Now, I don't want to make this too long. I just want to tell you what worked. And after 3 years of struggling, 2 years in the MLM industry, and one full year in affiliate marketing, in a nutshell, success in the online business world came in the form of one word. You guys are going to be amazed. It was all mindset. It was all mindset, folks. Once you have your mindset straight, you will succeed. And I'm going to prove it to you later on in this webinar. But I just wanted to give you a picture of what changed my mind and what changed my life. And it was mindset. See, my mindset allowed me to live a life of freedom and abundance. Now I want to share a couple of things with you. I'm going to share this picture with you. This picture was taken the day after I quit. Now, I quit on a Wednesday, and the very next day, which was Thursday, I called in sick, and I took a drive up to New York City, which is my hometown. I'm originally from New York. I live in the D.C. area now, but I'm from New York. I told my wife, I said, honey, let's, I'm going to call in sick. Let's go. I'm going to take you to this restaurant, one of my favorite restaurants. It's in the South Street Seaport in New York City, if anyone's been there. And she, as we finished lunch and we were going to drive back down to D.C., um, she saw me so relaxed, and she said, I want to take this picture of you. You're going to remember this. So I said, okay. So I stood right there, right by the Brooklyn Bridge, and she took that snapshot of me. And that was the day after I quit. And I was so, after everything, once I shifted my mindset and everything started working for me, it was just, it's evident in my face. Now, another picture I want to share with you real quick. This is another blessing. I'm into boating, and 6 months after I quit my job and started seeing some real success in my business, I actually got the chance to buy my own little boat. It's not no biggie, no big thing here. I'm not big into the hype and buying all this fancy cars and all this stuff. But I just wanted to share that with you because it was something that my wife and I enjoy. We go out on the boat in the summers. We take the kids out sometimes. We just go out and we hang out. We have a good time. This picture was actually taken in Baltimore. We took the boat from DC up to Baltimore. I believe we had lunch that day, and we just hung out in the boat all day. But anyway, here's the best part of everything I just shared with you. See, because you can achieve the same. And that's why we're here today, because I want to show you exactly how you can achieve a life of freedom, abundance, and prosperity using a simple 7-step system. Now, I want to show you what the path to a $10,000 per month business looks like, okay? Obviously, you're going to start out with zero, right? No biggie. And then eventually, you're going to get to $5,000 per month. Now, on average, that's going to take the average person who doesn't know anything about online marketing about 3 to 10 months. And it really depends on your industry, your niche, and all that, and your skill set, really. And that's usually 3 to 10 months. And people say, well, wow, that's a long time. Well, how long is it going to take me to get to $10,000 a month? Well, here's the fun part. See, because between $5,000 a month and $10,000 a month, it's not that much, because once you have the concept down, the magic number is 5,000. Once you know how to get to that consistently, the $10,000 a month is simple, and normally it takes about 2 to 4 months once you get to the 5,000. Does that make sense? Because you've got more knowledge now. You understand how to use your mind to actually manifest what you want, and once you have that down, I mean, everything is downhill from that point. I mean, it's you're not fighting anymore. You're just coasting. Okay. Now, here's the ugly truth, though, folks. See, because according to Dun and Bradstreet, 90% of people who attempt to start an online business end up failing to make a profit. Right? And it actually gets worse than that. You see, because according to Money Magazine, only 20% of successful online businesses earn 100K or more per year. See, that means that of the mere 10% of the successful online entrepreneurs, a measly 20% manage to earn 100K or more. So I know you're wondering, why is that? Right? I mean, I wondered the same thing. I know you're wondering that because I wondered. I said, why is that? I mean, it's so simple to do, but why is it that so many people fail? See, because let's face it, folks, that sucks. I mean, there's no other way of sugarcoating that. There's no other way of placing that. It really, truly sucks. Those numbers are awful, right? See, because according to my research done in Dun and Bradstreet, all online entrepreneurs who fail do the following actions. And I want you to take some serious notes on this. I hope you still got that pen and paper ready because I want you to write this down. Because if you're doing any of this, what I'm about to share with you, you need to stop. Okay? Now, according to what I researched on Dun & Bradstreet, all of the people who fail have this "I can figure this out myself" mentality. Now think about this for a second. Did you learn how to drive your car by yourself? Did you learn chemistry by yourself when you were in school? Did you just was able to pick up a book and all of a sudden you were a master in chemistry in 1 or 2 days or in a year for that matter? Did you learn how to, let's say if you're in construction, did you learn how to, build a house by yourself, or was somebody there with you? And a lot of people who fail, they have this, I could do this myself mentality, and it takes them years and years and years before they hit the jackpot. And then they say, oh, this stuff doesn't work, even if they hit the jackpot. Most of them don't, as the data says. Then they suffer from what's called information overload. And this is my favorite one because this is the biggest success killer out there right now is information overload. See, with all those blogs and Yahoo and Google and all this stuff and PPC ads, SEO, you get overwhelmed, and then you start trying to do 5 different things at one time. You start like listening to a podcast. You start looking at webinars. You're doing all this thing. That's why I told you to take away all the distractions, because we tend to do information overload a lot. See, they try so many different things that their path to success, rather, looks something like the spaghetti drawing here, instead of something structured like this. This is what it should look like, something structured and it has a meaning and a purpose. Now, one of the kickers about this, folks, is that a lot of these people who fail, they tend to buy these one-click to riches programs, right? And these things are, they promise them if they do 1 or 2 clicks and then they get millions in their bank account, right? And then they're sold on this dream that you can get all this money without doing any work. Now, I'm going to share something with you. One of my mentors told me this, and it was powerful. He said, Frank, the only time success comes before work is in the dictionary. Now, I want you to marinate. I want that to marinate in your head for a little bit while we go on to the next slide, okay? And that makes a lot of sense. See, because what happens, folks, is once you try all of these things, every one of these people who fail, they ended up frustrated. Because they say, well, wait a minute, I'm doing everything. I buy this software, I'm buying this, I'm trying all these different things. Nothing is working. What does that lead to? Frustration, right? I mean, there's nothing else but frustration. Then they end up getting wrong advice from unqualified people. Now, this is a funny one for me because it's like, okay, what does your Uncle Bob or your cousin who works on, he's a nutrition, what do they know about online marketing, right? But yet people, they read it, I read this article one time, and they said that if you try XYZ, it'll work, and then people will try it, and they end up getting wrong advice. And it's frustrating, folks. I mean, because anyone you relate to this? Now, here's the kicker. everyone who did this, they're still interested in making money online. They're still interested in their own online business. Um, However, here's what their path to success looks like. um, they start with zero, and they try something 1 or 2 months. It doesn't work, so they go back to the first and buy something else. Try that, it doesn't work for 1 or 2 months. Buy something else for 1 or 2 months. Try that, and this goes on and on and on for years. And then what happens is, see, they never reach this goal. They never reach the 1,000 per month, the 5,000 per month, the 10,000 per month. They never reach it because they don't stick with anything consistently, because of information overload, because of, well, I can do it myself mentality, or I'm getting wrong advice, all of this stuff. And that's what's killing a lot of people from succeeding. Okay, now all of this occurs when you don't have a system to follow. And that's the bottom line. And that's why I want to talk to you about this 7-step system. And I know what the $1,000,000 question is right now. Before I even get to the 7-step system, you're asking me a $1,000,000 question right now. You're saying, okay, so if I know what all the people do when they fail. What do the people do who earn six figures? What do they do to succeed? Very simple, folks, and one answer. Very, very simple. See, they seek help from someone who has been where they are right now and can show them a system to get them to where they want to be. Very important. And it's as simple as that. Don't try to make it more difficult. People are always trying to make their life a little bit difficult. It's as simple as that, folks. All you have to do is find someone who's been where you are today and can get you to where you need to be. Okay, now, in order to succeed in online business, you need a few things. Okay? You need a clear vision with a step-by-step path to success. Okay? Only someone who's been where you are today and can get you to where you need to be can show you a clear vision. You need to know the hidden challenges that they will be faced before they hit them. Anyone who has been where you are today can show you that. And you need to have knowledge, and the necessary knowledge to put your business into a turnkey business, basically a high profit machine via automation. Very important that you have automation in your business, because you don't want to be working on your business all the time. You want to be able to work the business, automate it, and then live a life of freedom and abundance. Okay? And the last thing that you need, the last thing that's very important, is that you need to take immediate action. So action determines the miracle. Okay, and action gives you results. If you're thinking about it and you're looking at it, it's never going to give you the results. It's kind of like having an exercise equipment in your in your house, and it becomes a coat rack instead of an exercise equipment. The muscles are not going to appear in your body all of a sudden. It's just the same concept here. If you have the knowledge in your head and you don't apply the knowledge, it's not going to work. Okay, but that's not all, folks. You see, because you need to know and utilize the 4 ingredients to freedom and abundance. Okay, very important. So here they are, folks. Get your pens and paper ready. Again, very important. If you put them down for whatever reason, get them. I'm gonna give you time to get them, because I'm gonna blow through this really quickly, and but you're gonna be amazed. This is powerful information. You're gonna be in awe. Okay, the number one ingredient to living a life of freedom and abundance is market what your passion is. Here's the thing: if you're doing this only because I'll give you an example. If you're marketing, say, weight loss, and you're only marketing weight loss because you know that a lot of people want to lose weight and there's a lot of money in it, you're not gonna succeed. You're gonna fail. You have to market what your passion is. In other words, if you love to garden, market gardening. If you love to talk about accounting, market and accounting stuff. If you love to paint, market paint. Whatever it is, drawings, paintings, and stuff. Whatever it is, you have to market what your passion is. Okay, that's very, very important. Number 2, you have to understand the 3 pillars of success. Very important. And what they are is: A, mindset. There goes that word again. Mindset is very important. Without mindset, you don't know how to turn your mind, how to put what's in your mind into a reality. So that mindset is very important. That's very key to me, and it was very key to a lot of other people that I know in this industry. So I know that's the answer for you. B, you have to understand marketing. If you don't understand marketing, folks, you see, when you understand marketing, you're not selling. See, I always laugh when a lot of people say, "Well, I don't know how to sell." You don't have to learn how to sell. You have to know how to market. Those are two different things. Now, C is communication mastery. You have to understand how to communicate. And some of that is intertwined with marketing, but you have to understand how to communicate your message. 3 is a very important concept that took me years to figure out, folks, and that's because I was hard-headed and I didn't take it from a coach. But a guy told me one time, think in terms of long term. In other words, begin with the end in mind. I can have a whole webinar just on that. But that's very important for your success. Once you understand marketing and mindset and communication mastery, that's very important for your success, to begin with the end in mind and think in terms of long term. 4 is learn to deal with adversity. Folks, this is key. Key, key, key. A lot of people, when you're in business, you don't understand how to deal with adversity. You stumble upon a an obstacle, and that's it. You're damaged for life. It's not like that. When you're in business, you're gonna have some stumbling blocks. Okay, you need to understand how to deal with those stumbling blocks and move on. It's no different from anything else, except we get paid a lot better. Now, understand, folks, when you when you apply those 4 ingredients, you only need to one thing, and that's success. I mean, I cannot. There's no way of sugarcoating this, but that's is your outcome is success, because you're applying those four ingredients. So I know you're probably thinking, okay, what's in it for me, right? What's in it for you? What's this all have to do with you? I know you're probably thinking about that right now, because it became evident to me that the successful entrepreneurs had a system. And this is what's in it for you. I'm going to give you this system. All of them had a system. And they all followed the system, because it's one thing to have a system and it's another thing to follow the system. We talked about, like, the example I gave you with the exercise equipment in your house. See, because according to the Entrepreneur and Forbes magazines, I read an article in both of these magazines, a similar article. 93% of people who start up a franchise business actually succeed. Now, think about it. 90% fail in the online business industry, and 93% succeed in the franchise business. That's odd. Now, franchise, what I mean is, McDonald's, Burger King, those things. But that's like flip-flopped, isn't it? And people think that they succeed because, well, a franchise thing costs $100,000 just to start, right? Online business is usually free or very low cost to start, right? Maybe $1,000 to start or something like that, right? But that's not the case. It has nothing to do with the fact of how expensive it is. The only reason why 93% of the people who start up a franchise business is because there's a system to follow. And they follow the system. No one who opens up a McDonald's or a Burger King goes in and says, okay, what should my menu be? What should my ordering process be? What signs do I put up? They don't do that. Why? Because there's a system already in place. So, going back to your question, what's in it for you? I'm going to give you the 7-step system to online success. Okay, so I just wanted to show you how important having a system is. And I want to show you how to build a $10,000 per month business. So here's the 7-step system that is basically a proven system that any successful online entrepreneur uses on a day-to-day basis. Here you go. Step number 1. You must have a passion to best serve your customer. Now here's what I mean. It's a little slightly different from the 4 ingredients that I gave you earlier. Let's say you're in weight loss and you have a passion for weight loss, right? You have to actually care that the person that you're selling this product to your customer loses weight. So if you're going to give somebody something, and a report, a video or something, you want, and the person uses it, you want to have a passion for that person to have a result. You have to genuinely care. Wow, I want this person to really lose weight. You have to want it. You have to say, yeah, I want that, as much as you want the results. Okay. You must create an offer that your potential customer cannot refuse. Now, this offer has to be very low cost, extremely low cost, or free. Okay, but you have to have something to offer them for free, or very low cost that they cannot refuse. They'll be an idiot to refuse it. Number 3 is you must properly build your sales funnel. Very important that you understand how to build a sales funnel and structure it properly. Okay. Here's what I mean. So you have a potential customer come into your business opportunity, or whatever it is that you're offering, and so you're gonna give them something for free or very low cost, but you have to kind of like stair step them up to higher products and higher, better offerings, if you will. Okay, so that's step 3. Step 4 is that you have to create a lead generation website, a squeeze page. You have to create something that's going to attract these people into your sales funnel. But you have to have the sales funnel first, if that makes sense. Number 5, you have to create a follow-up system. Someone told me once, and it's never become more evident now than before, is the fortune is in the follow-up. Very important. Fortune really truly is in the follow. So, but you want to automate that. Going back to automation, you want to automate that. You have to have a follow-up system so that you can communicate with people, on a daily basis, weekly basis, or what have you. Step 6, you must use your personality to bond with your customers. Folks, step 6 is crucial. I can't tell you the amount of times I've been on people's lists. As I market my businesses, I tend to go on other people's newsletters just to see what's going on. But I can't tell you how many times I've seen other people's material being used by someone else. Folks, you got to be yourself. You have to be yourself. To bond with your customer, you have to be you. You can't be that other person. Very important. Step 7, get quality traffic. Now notice I talked about traffic last. See, a lot of mistakes that a lot of online marketers make is they try to send people all this traffic, and they don't have their sales funnels properly set up. They don't have their follow-up system set up. They don't really care. They don't even have a passion if the person gets a result from this stuff or not. So your 7-step system is backwards, if you will. Okay, so that is the 7-step system that's going to lead everyone to success. Now, I know people think that's a lot, right? That's a lot to do. You see, not really. You just need someone to sit with you and strategize how to implement this into your own business. Okay, I mean, that's all you need. It's no different from McDonald's. The reason why McDonald's and Burger King is successful, they have the people in the McDonald's franchise right there telling them, hey, this is how you do it. Step 1, do this. Step 2, do that. Right? And this is no different from here. And this is what you need. You need someone to show you how to implement that 7-step system that I just gave you. So you need someone, just to dig a little deeper with what I'm saying, is you need someone to show you how to create that entry offer. I mean, you can create an entry offer that no one cares about because you're doing it wrong, right? You need someone to show you how to build your sales funnel. How do you do that? How can you do that? Very simple, but you need someone to show you how to do that. You need someone to show you how to build your squeeze page properly, folks. You need to understand the psychology behind squeeze pages. You need to show someone how to show up a very crucial step, which is your follow-up system. You need to do it properly without annoying people, without being an annoyance. And you also need to know how to convert your quality traffic. Okay, because you can have all the traffic if you want, but if you're not converting, you have nothing. So I understand that a lot of people need this. I understand that people need all of this information I just talked to you about, and I want to show you how to do that. So I went on a mission, I went on a mission, folks, to help as many people as online entrepreneurs succeed as possible. And that was my mission. See, I wanted to go out and create this rock solid internet marketing course that shows all the home business entrepreneurs how to successfully grow a business online and start making that 100K a year, right? But then I started thinking, there's a couple of issues with that idea that I had. And I was thinking to myself, who needs another home study course that shows people how to make money online? I mean, there's so many of them, and people are still failing. I mean, maybe they're not following the steps, one properly, but I didn't want to do that like everyone else is doing. And I was thinking to myself, there's some core competencies that needed to be addressed. Really, really core competencies need to be addressed if I were to create something. Okay, very important, because it became evident that people who were not successful needed to know how to convert themselves from an employee to an entrepreneur. There was no course out there that showed people how to do that. No course out there. So basically, it's mindset. Okay, I was like, they have to understand that, and not only that, they also need to understand marketing before they learn how to market on the internet. You see, if you don't understand the basic competencies of marketing, you will never succeed on the internet. Write that down, folks. If you don't understand the basic competencies of marketing, you will never succeed on the internet. In internet marketing. Okay, so that's why I knew this was failing. I knew I couldn't just create another internet marketing course. I mean, it didn't make any sense, right? And more importantly, see, I was thinking the people who I help, they need someone there with them every step of the way, ensuring their success. I said they need this. There's no, I mean, there's so many courses out there that they read and try to stumble upon all the steps, but if they don't have these things going to them step by step and someone holding their hand, they're still not going to succeed. So I went back to the drawing board and I dig a little deeper, and I got back to the stats that I found when I was doing my research on Dun and Bradstreet, the people who fail and versus the people who succeed. But then I also went back with some other supporting data that I gathered up so that I can come up with the perfect solution to help as many people as I possibly can. And here's what I mean by that. See, because over the years, as I was achieving success, I collected a lot of surveys from people on my list. And see, here's the thing: the answer to the disturbing 90% failure rate. Because I don't know about you guys, but that's pretty disturbing to me. That 90% of people fail. So the answer to that disturbing rate, that's haunting like every online entrepreneur, was sitting right in front of me in all of those surveys. And I was like so happy when I found it. See, I came to discover that the three ingredients standing in the way of everyone's success was the lack of knowledge of the following core competencies. Basically, mindset, going back to that, very important. Number two, sales and marketing. You have to understand the psychology behind it. And number three, internet marketing. Okay, those are the top three things in the survey that people were lacking. And I said, well, how can I package all of this together and give it to people and help people? Okay, so I decided to create what's called the Home Business Marketers Academy. Now, I know what you're probably saying. What is HBMA, right? Well, before I tell you what HBMA is, I want to tell you who is it for, and more importantly, who it isn't for. Okay? Now, who HBMA is not for is for the business opportunity seekers, those get rich quickers, people who buy that one click to riches program, and they still think that's the way to go. Now, if you bought one of these programs and you realize after buying them that that's was just a waste of time and money, then fine. Then HBMA is for you. But if you buy it and you still think that that's the way to go, then this isn't for you. Another person that this is not for is someone not serious about making at least $10,000 per month online within the next 12 months. Now, the reason I'm saying that is because I only have time to work with people who truly want transformation in their lives. And that's who I want to work with. Now, who is it for? I'm going to show you exactly who this is for. Someone who has a business or a business idea in mind and is looking to leave their job within the next 12 months, but need a proper guidance on how to market the business. That's who this is for. It's also for the newbie online marketer. Someone that's just getting started but has a burning desire to make it happen and will stop at nothing to ensure their success. It's also for the intermediate online marketer, someone who has made a couple of dollars here and there, but just can't seem to get past X amount of cash per month. I want to get you over that hump with this program. It's also for the local business owners seeking to aggressively put their business online. It's also for the network marketers who are looking to put their business online. People who burn through their warm market, people who tired of that old 3-foot rule thing, and people who want to learn real marketing techniques that will catapult your success and make your upline ask you for help. You know what I'm saying? So if you're a network marketer and you're looking for that HBMA is for you. So going back to your original question, what is HBMA? First of all, before I go into the details of it, it's basically a home business course with lifetime membership that encompasses all of the major competencies directly responsible for the success of the 10% of home business owners. Okay? Now, I know what you're thinking. You need more, right? I'm going to give you the more details right now. One of the key components of HBMA is I have 10 modules of mindset, sales and marketing, and internet marketing training. Now these modules are broken down into a structure that you can follow step by step, whether you're an affiliate marketer, a network marketer, a traditional business owner. It doesn't matter. You follow these steps step by step in these 10 modules, you will succeed. Now, I went the extra mile too, because remember I said you need somebody there helping you step by step. Well, I have the answer for that. See, I have weekly access. You can have weekly access to me via a weekly conference call, and it's also visual as well. We have webinars too, only for members of HBMA weekly, so you can ask me any questions you want at any time weekly. I also have a question and answers forum community where you can participate and collaborate with other like-minded business professionals within HBMA community. And I'm on there too. I have a business partner who's on there, and we can answer any questions that you have during the week. If you don't want to, if you don't want to wait for the calls that we have, you can get our attention in the back office there, answering all our calls. Very, very important that you stay connected with myself and other like-minded people in the community, because sometimes they'll be able to answer your questions as well. Okay, I have 2 monthly advanced marketing training courses where I put you in front of the information and what is working now. Very important. This is why I decided to create a lifetime membership course, because things change, and especially in online marketing and the business world. What was working, 2 months or 6 months from now may not be working today. And it's very important that you do it. So it's kind of like an ad lab, if you will, where you get access to me. You say, hey, I did this ad, and in Facebook it worked well. You can swipe it, tweak it into your own industry, and so you already know it works. I went and took the risk all for you, and I spent all the money for marketing, so you don't have to. Okay. Another thing you get with HBMA is 5 personal consultations with me, and this is just one-on-one. This is not in a community or nothing like that. Question and answers. It's 5. where we can discuss your marketing campaign from top to bottom. And this is a $1,700 value here. And it's all yours, 100% free, as becoming a member of HBMA. Now these are priceless, folks, because when you have someone that's going to sit with you for an hour, 2 hours, or whatever it takes to make sure your campaign is working, and you have 5 shots at it, that's unbelievable value right there. Because I wish I had that when I was getting started. If someone actually sitting down with me and telling me exactly how to structure my campaign, and that's a priceless thing. That would have been priceless for me. I'm going to give you 4 of my top selling internet marketing courses, 100% free. They all consist of getting traffic, different traffic methods that are still working today. And so you get that on top of what I'll be doing in terms of what's working now. So that's priceless. It's $400 value right there. Um, Ability to watch and or listen to the live advanced training anytime you want. Now, I understand that not everybody can make every call. So what I do is I archive these things and I upload it to the system. They usually upload it 24 hours after the event happens. So if you missed it, you can just jump in and listen to it or watch it or whatever it is that we're doing. Now, the thing that's most important about HBMA is that it comes with a guarantee that you will make at least $10,000 per month within 12 months. Okay, that's guaranteed as long as you follow everything step by step. That is a guarantee. Okay, now before I even talk to you about it on this webinar, I wanted to put HBMA to the test. And this is about a year ago. And I wanted to coach 10 marketers that were in a circle, and I knew that they were struggling, and then they had various niches. Now, here were the results, folks. Simply outstanding, in a word. Okay. Now, here's the reason why I say it was outstanding, because they all reached their goal. They all reached the $10,000 per month goal. Okay, and that was the biggest kicker to me, that I knew I was onto something here. Now, here are a few testimonials. I probably won't read them all, but I'll share some with you. It says, before learning some of the techniques Frank has taught me about driving traffic and making sales online, I was a total dummy on the computer. He had so much patience with me and taught me everything I needed to know in order to make sales online. I got off to a slow start, but it was mainly because I was deathly afraid of not making any sales. Once I got that initial fear out of my head, I realized that if I didn't do what he was asking me to do, I couldn't succeed. Well, to make a long story short, I made my first sale online within 2 months of consistently applying Frank's techniques. Within 6 months of applying his techniques, I was consistently collecting over $3,200 per month simply by applying his methods. All I can say is thanks, Frank. You saved my marriage by showing me these techniques. This is Emily, and she's from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. And then there was Chris in Rockville, and he wrote, I used to be a man with a sinking handyman business. I met Frank in a parking lot near a supermarket where I was handing out flyers. He took one of my flyers and said, there's a better way to do this. Ever heard of the internet? I took his business card and almost threw it away, but I'm glad I didn't, because 4 months after, I continued struggling. I called him and signed up for his coaching program. He taught me how to drive traffic to my website, and I now have more customers than I know what to do with. In fact, I actually have a team that helps me cater to the demand that has come my way. Thanks for saving my business, Frank. And that's Chris from Rockville, Maryland. Then there was Dorothy. Basically, in a nutshell, with Dorothy, she joined my coaching program. She's in the insurance business. She didn't have any business at all. I show her how to get leads all day long. And she's in, like I said, she's in the health insurance business. And she says, thanks to Frank and your program, saved my business. And because of you, I'm now in a position to hand potential customers to other agents. And then there was Christina, and she's in Miami. She was having a problem with SEO. And she said something. She said that in 12 days she was able to get in the first page of Google and it was something that she was unable to do in the past. And she says, "Thanks, Frank." Now, I know what you're probably thinking. Okay, you got the testimonials and everything, and you got this great thing. So you're thinking, how much? Well, before I tell you how much is HBMA, I want you to think about something. What is it worth to you to actually to actually know that finally you will succeed in your home-based business? Better yet, what is it worth to you to know that you will be earning $10,000 per month in no time? Furthermore, what is it worth to you to know that you have someone instructing you step by step on how to structure your business for success? And as I said earlier, folks, I am on a mission to help as many online entrepreneurs succeed as humanly possible. But the reality is, I can only work with a few of you at a time. So if you want to take immediate action, for the first 30 people who take action today and want personal training from me via HBMA, I'm going to give you access to HBMA for the one-time fee of $997. That's $997. Now, think about it. That's only $2.73 per day. So imagine, folks, for less than a tall cafe latte at Starbucks, you can finally succeed in an online business and guarantee a $10,000 per month income right from home. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to head over to provenfreedomstrategies.com/HBMA. Now, a button should have popped up that says become a member right now. Now, technology isn't perfect, so if it didn't pop up, just head on over to provenfreedomstrategies.com/HBMA and sign up for this game-changing program. provenfreedomstrategies.com/HBMA, or click on the link below that says become a member. Now, remember, guys, I only have time to work with the first 30 people who are ultra serious. So if you're looking for a way to put your business in the positive side of the business equation, I'll head on over to that website right now and change your life, because this is a life-changing program that I'm offering you. This is an opportunity of a lifetime for you guys. It's something that I wish that I had when I got started, but I didn't. But I'm going to give that to you. That's my gift to you. Now, for those of you who are ultra serious but cannot afford the one-time membership fee of $997, don't worry, because I've created a simple payment plan option for you, so you can get started right away and not miss out. Okay, because it's not fair. So just click on the link below or go to provenfreedomstrategies.com/HBMA. And if you want, just click on the get access now link. It'll take you right to the payment process, so you can start going and you could review the different payment plans on there. Okay, very, very, very important. Now, in conclusion, folks, just want to point out a couple of key things before we get to question and answers, because it looks like we're going to have time for that. See, all of the 90% of the people who failed never sought out help. And all of the 10% who succeeded all sought out help. Now, isn't that something that's strange? Think about it. If 90% failed and they never looked for help, and 10% who looked for help and got help succeeded, that should tell you something there. And it's similar to the 93% of the people who succeed with the franchise model, right? But here's the bottom line, folks, out of all this stuff, in conclusion, is that you need a system to succeed in business. And I just gave you the 7-step system. Now, all you need now is some hand-holding on how to get that 7-step system to work for you. Okay, so head on over to provenfreedomstrategies.com/HBMA and get started with HBMA today, so I can personally hold your hand and teach you how to grow a business immensely. Now, luckily enough, we do have time for question and answers. So I'm going to leave that page up, provenfilmstrategies.com/HBMA, and I'm going to read off some of these questions. My assistant sent me some emails, and she has some questions here. One is from Edson Perez, and Edson says, "I'm in. This is a no-brainer. My only question is, what time is your call?" Good question, Edson, and congratulations and welcome to HBMA. Well, the time is, just to answer this question, is I do it on Thursdays at 8 p.m. Eastern time. And again, you don't have to really worry about it too much, because I also I also I also record it and upload it 24 hours after. And you also have one-on-one consultations with me, and you also have the community forum in the back office where you can ask me questions, type up the questions, and I can answer it right then and there. Okay, so anyway, congratulations, Edson. Ivy Cabrera, she writes, this is the next question. She says, "Hey Frank, this is a great program. Thinking about putting my daughter on it. She has a hairdresser. She's a hairdresser and has a hairdressing salon." Yeah, that's great. Not a problem, Ivy. Again, this is for brick and mortar people as well. We can show them how to market the business successfully with HBMA. So if you're thinking about it and you want to join HBMA, I'll definitely teach your daughter how to do that. Not a problem. Okay, next question is from Rick, and Rick writes, "Hey Frank, almost clicked on the link, but I had a quick question. After the 5 coupons are out, then what?" Good question. Now, if you need more than 5 coupons, we can work something out, Rick. Not a problem. But very rarely would I see anyone that needs more than 5 coupons, because they're intense and you will have homework to do. Incidentally, I'm glad you asked that question, because before you do apply for those coupons, you have to have a couple. There's a questionnaire that you have to fill out. You have to have a couple of questions. Have a couple of things already structured and set up, so that way those meetings are powerful and meaningful. Okay, so so that's. I hope that answers your question. Next question is from Thomas. I'm in. Hey Thomas. Hey, congratulations. Says here, "I'm in. Big question for you. Can I jump in right away and go for consultations?" You can. I would really prefer, Thomas, that you go to the material, because I know there are other courses that you've had in the past, and you're probably trying to follow those courses and all that kind of stuff. I understand. But there's a particular HBMA process that we go through the material first. I really ask that you go through the material before you request, because that way it will make our conversation a lot more beneficial. Okay. So thanks, Thomas, and congratulations, folks. Just a quick little head count here. I've got 10 people so far who have already joined. So that means there are 20 left. So I wouldn't hesitate on this one, folks. This is a hot product, and we're going to be showing a lot of people how to make money online finally, and how to grow their businesses successfully. So I wanted to give you that count before we move on. So next question is from Teresa. Teresa says, "Frank, I'm in." Well, congratulations, Teresa. Great product. I've heard of this before, which is kind of odd. I don't know where she heard it from. But anyway, Teresa wants to know, what is the average time that it will take someone in the gardening niche to make it. See, here's the thing, Teresa. Is it niche specific? Yes, it is niche specific. I don't get into telling you time frames, because if I tell you it's gonna take 6 months and it takes you 8 months to get five a month, 5,000 a month, and then you're gonna call me a liar. You know what I mean? It really depends on your skill set. I don't know where you're at. I don't know what you've seen. I don't know what you've done. So let's talk about the process first, and then we'll talk about goals, settings, and everything, and getting you there. So anyway, congratulations for joining. Next question. I'm gonna take one more question here, and this is from Peter. Peter wants to know. I'm still thinking about it. I just want to know, in the 10 modules, how long are the videos? It's kind of interesting question, Peter. I don't know. I mean, some videos are longer than others. Some of the strategies that I have on there take a little bit longer to, to really digest. Again, Peter, it really doesn't matter how long are the videos. Don't let that stop you. Maybe you're thinking about time or whatever. Maybe that's why you're asking the question. Not sure, but don't let that deter you from getting your goal. Okay, if that makes sense. Okay. With that, folks, I am going to end the webinar right now. I wish you guys nothing but the best, much success. At just as an update count, I have 16 people who have signed up. So I wouldn't put this in the back burner, folks. It's going fast, so continue going. Much success to you. This is Frank Deming, Mr. Market with Fees. And I wish you guys nothing but the best. See you in HBMA. Take care, and bye for now.